Hey everyone! Before we begin, this video was produced with support from Undertale Amino. Undertale Amino is a community app solely dedicated to all things Undertale. Truthfully, this app also doubles as a spaghetti amino, because honestly, we all know what will be going on there. So, if you'd like to be a part of this fun new Undertale community, chat with other Undertale fans, post content, and see what other people are posting, you can find a link to download the free app in the description below. I'll be on there too, so be sure to follow me and say hello, as I'd love to hear your thoughts on some of my topics. I want to thank Undertale Amino for their support in my YouTube endeavors. And without further ado, let's begin the video. Over the past few months, we've tackled many theories and mysteries in the Undertale universe. And truthfully, it's been an amazing journey. Undertale will always have a big place in my heart, and there's something specific about it that has always resonated with me. And I've wanted to talk about it for a while now. I know I've talked about how I love the game since it reminded me of making games when I was younger, but there's another reason as well. And it's something interesting that not too many people talk about. It's the element of leaving a game behind. The act of finishing a grand adventure, and then going our separate ways as we return to our own world. For me, games were portals to other worlds where I became a part of the story, and Undertale was a game that finally gave me a sense of closure. Truthfully, in most games, we had the pleasure of taking part in another world for a set period of time. During this time, we grow to love the characters we interact with, and we watch these same characters grow themselves. In some ways, we play a role of guidance to ensure that these characters live and thrive. But when we are done with that adventure, we are left with mixed feelings. We are happy that we had helped them reach their goals, but we are also sad because this is the end. As those credits roll in, we know that our role in this journey is over, and that our time for helping out has come to a close. So we return to our own world for a while. We live our own life, and we have fleeting thoughts of the world we just left behind. That is, until we pick up a new world to save, a new hero to help guide, and another tale to unfold. But I've always wondered what happens after the story ends. With a lot of my favorite titles growing up, I always wanted to know what would happen next, how these characters' lives progressed, and what took place 10, 20, or even 30 years from then. But we never know. The adventure ends, and not another word is spoken. Now, Undertale also does this too, but why I loved it was because I felt comfortable leaving the world behind for once. Because of the relationship between the player and the characters, I knew this was a world they didn't need me to replay. However, Undertale brought up another interesting point as well. That was an entirely different view on the subject. And that was the topic of limbo. You see, I often visualize these worlds continuing on in my head after finishing them. But the other side of the coin could be that they simply cease to exist. Undertale brought light on the topic of a game itself, and that games may operate on perpetual repeating timelines. They only exist when you play them, and the characters are subject to your actions and nothing more. When you're done playing, the game world comes to rest as the credits fade to black. However, due to how the final ending is set up in Undertale, there was warmth in my heart regardless of if the adventure ended in limbo or if their lives progressed. And this was something I didn't get with other games. But the other unfortunate part is, there are games that perpetuate sadness when you neglect them. Growing up, my Tamagotchis and keychain pets suffered when I failed to take care of them. But this was only the beginning. My small keychain pets evolved into full-blown digital ones, with both Neopets and the Cats and Dogs series. When I was done playing the game, my pets starved. And after a while, my cats and dogs had no choice but to run away in order to survive. When you would log on after a long break, it was sad to see what your neglect had done. This was further amplified in the game Animal Crossing, because the game progressed even if you did not. For anyone who has not watched my Pixel Portal in that game, There was an animal who was super upset with me because they waited over a decade for me to return to where they're standing. That's really heartbreaking. Now, I know these are game worlds we are talking about, and in some aspect, one could argue that they simply aren't real. But I guess that's really for us to decide. After all, it's our experience. And with Undertale, what I felt was most definitely real to me. So, while there may be a lot of people out there who may find my feelings on the subject silly, I guess that doesn't really matter. Undertale was great to me because after I truly finished it, I was given closure for feelings that I never really knew how to articulate before. I mean, what does one even call this? This that refers to the act of feeling or finishing a game or story, and then being conflicted about it if the story actually continues or simply ends in limbo. Or, in Undertale's case, both. Regardless of what it is, Undertale gave me a different feeling than the rest. And it was the first game to move me in a long time. But now that I shared that with all of you, I'd, of course, love to hear your own thoughts. Did you often strive within the world of games and wonder what happened after they're finished? Did you feel as if you were just the manifestation of a helping hand that eventually parted ways once your role was done? And to you, what feeling did you get from leaving a game behind? Let me know in the comments below. If you haven't already, you can always follow along with my ramblings on Twitter. That's usually where I put my convention announcements and sneak peeks at upcoming videos. Also, if you want to join the notification squad, don't forget to click on that small little gear icon next to my name too. That way, you'll never miss any of my videos. And with that, thanks for tuning in to our roller coaster of video game emotions. If you'd like to join us on our YouTube voyage and explore more gaming worlds together, then the subscribe button is just what you're looking for. Thanks for watching, guys and gals, and until our next video, cheers. You've made it to the end of the video, but wait, your quest isn't over yet. You can check out my huge playlist of Undertale mysteries to the left. In terms of full-blown animated videos, there's about an hour's worth of content that you can sink your teeth into. If you're interested in more of my ramblings, you can also check out my video about what I learned in RuneScape. Even if you haven't played the game, I think it will still resonate with you. As always, there's a slew of other videos on my channel too, so regardless, I hope you enjoy.